Good morning. Time for Tina Book Tuesday with author Lisa Prysock. And this is episode 31. I am drinking a cup of orange spice tea today. That seems to be the flavor I'm sticking with. And I'm tackling a tough topic today, the topic of reviews. So I hope you're comfortable. I'm coming to you from my dining room in Kentucky, and I have been getting through the COVID-19 staying at home thing along with all of you, and I hope you're doing well. So I wanted to chat about the topic of reviews today. These are part of the marketing process for writers, and many of you may know that every review counts for a writer. In fact, a 3-star review or below can hurt a writer's rankings. Part of the process, though, of becoming a seasoned writer is accepting the possibility that not everyone may love your book as much as you do or as much as you hope they will, especially when you're writing Christian books. And if you're writing Christian books, it's even more important for you to gain reviews, and as many as possible, and obviously good ones. Each review increases your rankings, as well as each sale. Christian writers are trying to advance the kingdom, and a lack of reviews or negative reviews can really hurt the kingdom instead of advancing and expanding it. So I've been strategizing about reviews and this process this week a little bit, and I've been looking at the numbers of reviews some writers have. Sometimes this is because the publishing houses they work for have been able to open certain doors for them. In other cases, it's because they've done something differently when it comes to reviews. They may have hired a review company, and there are rumors about that as to whether or not it's even allowed. They may have secured advertising, which an equally talented author hasn't been able to secure yet for one reason or another that may not be their fault at all. In any case, I've been studying these situations and looking at ways I can attract more reviews. And not just any reviews, but of course the one thing we all want as authors are glowing reviews. And I'm really thankful that most of my reviews are fantastic. After praying about it, I have decided to open up a new and a bigger ARC team. I mean, some authors out there have as much as 300 or more reviews. And previously, I've had an ARC team of about 50 readers, but I would venture to say that about 20 of those were completely inactive. And say, for example, like last month, and I had a 3-book release month in March. Say a month like that comes along, as it did for me, then those same 25 to 30 reviewers are not able to keep up. There's also, a lot of things that goes into that, like getting the ARC out to the readers in advance so they have time to read it, and I'm not always able to keep up with that either. But in general, there's also the old adage that you can gain a few reviews by putting books out there for free. And that is true, but most readers right now these days have very full Kindles, and it just takes time for a small percentage of those to appear as reviews. They used to say that about 70% of free books or gift copies do turn into reviews, and I do find this to be significantly lower, but in keeping this in mind, I have decided to open up some spots for more ARC readers. And if you're wondering what an ARC reader is, it's an advanced reader copy, in case you've never heard that term before. And what this includes or means is that if you are serious about joining my ARC team, for instance, is you will receive a free advance ebook copy of the book. And it's usually in advance of publication, sometimes right around publication, but it's expressly in the hopes that you'll leave a review. And I've heard that we're technically not even allowed to say that we've given out the book anymore in exchange for a review. So there's different things that we hear about reviews. But if you are reading a book right now, consider leaving the author a review to encourage and thank them if you like the book. I always say there's something great out there about almost every book that I read. I should mention that reviews should not retell the story or give away spoilers or divulge the plot, the whole plot of the book, or recap the storyline. If your review starts to go that way, I would keep that part very short. The best kinds of reviews are often very simple. They might say something like, I loved the book, or I loved the characters of the book, or I liked the storyline, or I highly recommend this book. The most powerful ones are usually 1 to 3 sentences long. They're very, very simple. Like, I couldn't put the book down. Those have been some of my strongest reviews. Writers do pour their heart and soul into each book, and it's true that often a piece of their souls are on the pages. So I recommend being really careful what you say. I recommend the rule of kindness, which is very forgotten in today's society. If you read some reviews that some writers get, and I'm really thankful that most of my reviews aren't like that, aren't bad, but if you read some of them, there are some people that have really forgotten the rule of kindness out there, and it can be crushing for an author. And I'm thankful that most of my reviews are extremely positive. Many are glowing, but that's not to say that I haven't had a bad review. Typically, I shrug those off. I take them with a grain of salt. Was there something I could learn from the review, or was it completely unfair? Those are the kinds of questions that I ask myself. I also don't always get a chance to read my reviews. Sometimes that's pretty normal and healthy for a busy writer. I'm very busy with marketing and writing, so there are times when I don't even get to look at them for a very long time. And sometimes when I do, it's just a glance or two to see if they're coming in. I can assure you that they do come if you're a new writer, so don't give up. There is even an author support group that I belong to out there that will give you a cupcake graphic for your first 1-star review as a kind of pat on the back or an initiation and a kind of welcome to being an author. And those things kind of add a little humor to the situation. God prepared me well for this. He put me through rigorous amounts of rejection in my youth to the point where it doesn't destroy me. It actually makes me either work harder or totally shake it off. You do have to grow a thick skin to be in this industry because you're out there. You're kind of a public figure when you start publishing work and putting it out there for anyone in the general public to access it. Some negative reviews actually contain the very reason why someone else will love your book. So even a negative review can work in your favor. I've also found that most readers are extremely perceptive and very intelligent. They know when a review is simply unjustified or not true about a book. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a shout out if you get to see it. Let me know if you'd like to be on my ARC team. I will be choosing my ARC readers carefully, so if I don't choose you to be on my ARC team, don't take it personally. But I do hope you might think about it. If it's not for you, please don't offer to be an ARC reader, because it is something that takes a little bit of commitment, even though it can move at your own pace. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you are well, and I hope you have a blessed week.